My sister took everything from me, so I took the last thing she wanted. I never thought I'd be the type of person to air my dirty laundry online, but here I am. I'm a 30-year-old woman, and I've been dealing with my sister's manipulative behavior for as long as I can remember. Let's call her Emily. Emily is 32, and for most of our lives, she's been the golden child, charming, beautiful, and successful. At least, that's how my parents saw her. Growing up, I was always in her shadow. She got the better grades, the better clothes, the better everything. But the worst part, she's a master manipulator. Emily has a way of making people think she's the victim, no matter the situation. And my parents, they always bought it, hook, line, and sinker. It started small, little things like taking credit for my ideas or getting out of trouble by blaming me. But as we got older, it escalated. When I was 19, I got accepted into a great university. It was a big deal for me because I had worked my ass off to get in. But just before I was supposed to start, Emily convinced my parents that I wasn't ready for the responsibility of living on my own. She told them she was worried I'd flunk out or get into trouble, and they believed her. They made me defer my acceptance and stay home for another year, while Emily moved out and lived her best life. By the time I did go, the shine had worn off, and I felt like I was already behind. Things got worse after that. She stole my first boyfriend, literally seduced him at a party, and when I found out, she convinced everyone, including me, that it was somehow my fault for being too clingy. I can't tell you how many times I cried myself to sleep, wondering why I wasn't good enough. Fast forward to a few years ago, I had just gotten married to the love of my life, Tom. Tom was everything I ever wanted in a partner, kind, supportive, and genuinely in love with me. For the first time in my life, I felt like I had something Emily couldn't take away, but of course, she tried. A few months after our wedding, Emily started showing up unannounced at our house. At first, it was under the guise of just checking in, but it quickly became clear that she was there for Tom. She'd flirt with him right in front of me, making little comments about how lucky I was to have him, and how she'd never find a guy as good as him. Tom, bless his heart, was completely oblivious. He thought she was just being friendly. I tried talking to my parents about it, but they dismissed it as sibling rivalry. They told me I was overreacting and that Emily would never do something like that. I felt like I was going crazy, but I knew better. This was Emily's mo, get close, then take what wasn't hers. Things came to a head at our first anniversary party. We had a small gathering at our house, and Emily, as usual, was there. Halfway through the night, I caught her cornering Tom in the kitchen, her hand on his arm, whispering something in his ear. I didn't hear what she said, but the look on his face was one I'd never seen before: confused, uncomfortable, but also intrigued. That was it. I had enough. I wasn't going to let her ruin the one good thing I had. So, I did something I never thought I'd do. I played her own game against her. Over the next few months, I started planting little seeds of doubt about Emily in Tom's mind. Nothing big, just little comments here and there about how Emily always had a way of getting what she wanted. How she never really cared about anyone but herself. I made sure to be subtle, so he wouldn't suspect anything. At the same time, I distanced myself from Emily, making excuses not to see her, not to talk to her. It didn't take long for Tom to start seeing Emily for who she really was. He started noticing the way she talked to him, the way she tried to undermine our relationship. And when she finally made a move telling him that she'd always had feelings for him and that he'd be better off with her, he was ready. He told her, in no uncertain terms, that he wasn't interested and that she needed to stay away from us. The look on her face when he said that was priceless. For the first time in her life, Emily didn't get what she wanted. But it didn't end there. A few weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. We hadn't been trying, but we were thrilled. When I told my parents, they were over the moon. But when Emily found out, she lost it. She screamed at me, accused me of ruining her life, and said that I'd never be a good mother. I've never seen her so unhinged. That's when I realized something. Emily wasn't just trying to take Tom from me, she was trying to take my life, the life she thought she deserved. And for the first time, I felt sorry for her. Because no matter what she did, she'd never be happy. She'd never have what I had: a loving husband, a growing family, and the knowledge that I'd won. So here I am, writing this down for the world to see. I'm not proud of what I did, but I don't regret it either. Emily took everything from me, but in the end, I took the last thing she wanted. And that, my friends, is the best revenge I could ever ask for.